Hey everybody, Commander Santa here, and welcome to the next episode of Project Aurora. I think this is episode 4. I hope so. Anyways, yeah, today we're going to be working on a few different services and I think a bit of industry. So if we take a look at the lower middle part of the taskbar, you can see that big orange bar. We desperately need some industry. Our civilians want to work, and we're going to give them jobs today. So, as the elected representative of, I don't even have a name for this place yet. We're going to get some jobs going. But the first thing that we actually need to do before we get to the jobs portion. For some reason, I started this wanting to do industry and such, but I ended up doing a main street first, at least just the beginnings of a main street. First thing I plopped down was a clinic out in the barren landscape of the corner of the map. I just kind of threw down a police station, a fire department, a hospital, and I think a graveyard. Or, yeah, I think so. And that's just been kind of helping out with the services as I kind of play. Because I like to let the simulation play sometimes, just because it makes me happy, and that's pretty much all that matters. But aside from that, I wanted to actually put down some permanent things today. So the first thing I put down was this clinic that I found in the workshop, and it's actually extremely nice. It almost looks like a larger doctor's office. So I threw that down, and I gave it a nice little parking lot that's kind of angled just to do something a little bit non-blocky, a little bit different. But yeah, we got that down. And the next thing, the most important thing, was Pancakes International. Pancakes International has a special place in my heart because I am a sucker for pancakes. And we needed one on Main Street. This is going to be pretty much, this is building number 2 that goes on Main Street. I originally wanted it in the corner, but I had to find something that would work with the corner over there. So you'll see later I placed down one of the, I think it's the campus building. I forget what they're from. Regardless, it looks nice, or university or whatever. You'll see. I'm currently figuring out, this one, if this audio is lined up correctly. It's kind of got like a nice little angle to the corner, so it looks nice. I would assume that we'd have like a newer build at the corner, just to kind of, I don't know, maybe they're revitalizing Main Street here, because we are a very, I don't want to say modern looking Main Street. We're trying to be a modern looking Main Street, but one of the things that we have out by me in Western New York, you have these little towns, and these little towns have like this really kind of pretty upbeat Main Street, and then around it is just crazy residential that, you know, has various incomes. The one I'm kind of modeling here is probably a lower income, but around the Main Street, you can expect that whatever income this town gets, it probably tries to put it into, you know, the area around Town Hall, the main area of where, you know, they're trying to get people to come out here and actually make their town something. But, you know, so I try to do my best here with Main Street, just kind of do something that looks kind of older, not extremely maintained, but at the same time, it looks like they're also revitalizing it. And then you get off the Main Street and it doesn't look all too good, but you'll see. I also put down a post office because, you know, what's a town without a post office? And we put a little parking lot behind it. I've been doing a lot of work trying to figure out, just trying to improve my parking lot skills, I guess. How to figure out how to best utilize these roads and how to pretty much bend these roads to my will in a way. Because I still have a lot of trouble with roads in general, with City Skylines, because node connections get really sloppy looking. And by the end of this, and I think I'll be able to show you in the live portion, Main Street's very broken apart. But I tried to do my best to make it not. What I mean by that is every time you place a parking lot, it creates like an intersection node when you connect it up to the main road there. So I have a lot of like parking lot connections because I want the parking lots to actually be usable and to be something that, you know, you would have parking lots all over the place, at least here. It's not like your main shopping center where you have an entrance and then like a sprawling parking lot, like road system. You have, you know, various parking lots because each building, you know, they put up a building and then whatever they have in between for space, they're going to put a parking lot. And I was really trying to grab that. And there's a few buildings where I would like, where they definitely would have a shared parking lot, or maybe they would branch off the parking lot behind the building just so they can sell a little bit more frontage on the Main Street area. So I tried to grab that as well. But we'll talk about that more in the live portion. Anyways, behind this Main Street is going to be a little bit more packed in residential, various degrees. Something different I did, I originally intended to do a Main Street kind of intersection at the cross that's kind of a little bit not where we are right now, but I ended up really enjoying that little like softer angled, you know, intersection, and then just having like a street off that, because you know where we have the highway that comes in, I would assume that highway was put in a lot later than when this town was formed and being populated and actually being like, I don't know how to explain it. Before this town was actually, you know, busy, or while this town was doing its own thing, I guess, they then had this highway that came through and attached it up to an area. But where the town was, they weren't able to actually dump the highway into the main street. So we kind of got this section off to the side. I don't know if that made any sense, but I could explain it more in the live portion when I can actually talk and point out what I'm looking at. But anyways, after that, I put in a auxiliary fire station. I'm assuming in this area, and this is kind of the thing when you get outside the cities in like New York State, it's all volunteer. All the fire services, most of the fire services outside, you know, your large cities are volunteer in New York State. So due to that fact, you would have your main fire station, and then you would probably have these like auxiliary fire stations, which maybe has like a single fire truck, or maybe, you know, a smaller kind of rescue truck with, you know, a lot of tools on it. Because, you know, your members would be living all in the city, kind of, well, this town all over the place. They won't be at the station 24/7 like your paid services. So then they would try to respond to what the hall that's closest to them, and then take whatever's, you know, easier for them to get to. So I figured in this area we would have like an auxiliary station, because I placed a main station somewhere a little bit closer to the industry, and I think it's right on the little river thing that we got. So that would make it would make sense for it to be over here, and then, you know, have your main station somewhere else. Anyways, this build, I actually got I pretty much found my stride when it comes to detail and decorating. I think it finally clicked in my head just how detailing works in City Skylines, and I'm getting a lot quicker, but I'm finding I spend a lot more time in the nitty gritty detail, like zoomed in up close, like, oh, we got to place this weed here, this needs like a bush, maybe a couple like garbage bottles, garbage cans in here, and that kind of stuff. This little back section needs a couple crates, like stuff that doesn't really matter when you're zoomed out like this, but for some reason I'm extremely stuck on doing it. So I'm gonna keep doing it until it becomes a problem, because I don't know, it's just extremely fun. In the meantime, in between, before this episode came out, we did do a live stream where we did work on that industry area that I'm going to show you guys. And that's pretty much all we did. We spent the entire, I think it was an hour and a half, almost 2 hours, just detailing and decorating the industry area, where my first live stream was for this little city. Yeah, actually, let's just move over to the live portion. We'll talk about it a little bit more. All right, and welcome to the live portion of the video today. So let's take a look at pretty much what I've done. First off, I want to talk about the Olive Garden I put in. I mean, it's not Olive Garden, it's Orchard Italia, but I mean, it's Olive Garden. So we got like a little entrance over here, a little entrance over here, and just some parking. Obviously, this is not enough parking for an Olive Garden, but this is pretty much why I wanted to leave until I figure out what I'm going to do over in this section right here. So, yeah. In the meantime, I need to finish up this little corner right here, try and figure out what I want to do with this little drive-through burgers, fries, and ice cream. But yeah. So this is the corner building that I was showing you that I threw down. Looks really nice. Just added in a little bit of, I don't know, weeds and stuff. I'm going to try and figure out what to do, because I kind of want to put like a sign with the name of the name of this town, like right here at the corner, because that's exactly what you would find, like right here. It's like, welcome to wherever, population, whatever. But yeah. Over here we have the First Skyline Bank, parking lot, drive-through to the drive-through teller. I like that this section right here is parking. So people are just kind of like parking here, so it's almost like they're actually using the bank drive-through, which is extremely cool. But yeah, here is the Pancakes International, which is extremely nice. We have our parking. We have, a decent amount of handicap parking, because this is how places like this are. With diner, you generally have a few older folk that show up. So after that, we have food stuff. I think they would share this parking. Plus they have this front parking right here, which you'd sometimes find. The only thing I wish is that they had like a decal, like it's probably out there. Maybe I'll just ask chat. Let me know if there's a decal that you can put that almost kind of takes away these curves, makes it look like the curbs aren't here. Because ultimately that's my issue. That's kind of why I enjoy having these parking lots, because they make this kind of entrance into the parking lot here. Anyways, yeah, just kind of like your convenience store, that kind of stuff. I put another little power thing back here because I like the look of these, and they add power, which is awesome. Until we get our extreme power plant put somewhere, this is going to have to do. Just some boxes, put up a couple fences. I really like these broken fences and the ones that are kind of like falling over. It really adds a nice touch. I'm going a bit too fast. I'm trying to like slow down. We'll go back to the other side in a minute. Just kind of a generic storefront. Right here, this is our post office, the clinic, and back here is, your parking for it. Post office, you have to walk around or park in the street. I don't know why this guy's parked here, unless this car is garbage, but, just kind of a garbage set. I don't think this would work exactly right, because, a garbage truck can't get back here to lift this garbage container, but whatever. I had a tree here, but it seems to be gone now, but all the other foliage stays. More of this kind of like fencing with the broken fencing, just kind of like a dead lot. Nothing really over here. They don't really maintain it. The landlord doesn't really care. And then like a section here where it has access to this road over here, which is kind of cool. Yeah, the clinic, I fenced it all in just because this area would be a bit more protected. Just so people just always come in over here. But yeah, this is the town hall. I found this building on the workshop. I really like it. It's Jackson County Courthouse. I just kind of made like a little plaza area in the middle here. You got some bollards with a kind of like a walking path right in front. And then, some walking path down the side just to get in to each side. And then a larger parking lot in the back here because this will serve the courthouse. Well, not the courthouse, the town hall area, as well as, a few services for the civilians, the people, the residents living here. Most of especially the town I live in, our town hall usually owns a large slab of land behind it, which they then use for public services like your baseball diamonds, your soccer fields or football fields and that kind of stuff. And then they have more grounds just for doing like public events and that kind of stuff. So I think I'm going to take the rest of this area right here and do exactly that. And just kind of do like a privacy fence along where the highway dumps down here and have almost like a park and maybe like another stage and stuff. It's a lot of real estate for like the town to own, but it's generally a thing that happens. I mean, either you have, it would mostly just kind of be publicly taxpayer paid public services. But yeah, I did just like this tennis court and a really, really well kept baseball diamond. I don't like the look of it exactly. I think it's a bit too nice, but for the time being, it works. Ideally, I'd want something a little bit smaller because I think the scale is just a tad bit wrong. I'm sure the scale's fine. Just for what I'm looking at here, I feel like these buildings are a bit smaller. So I kind of want to maybe make a smaller one and have probably two of them. One would be your main one for, like your little league baseball games and stuff. And then you would have your kind of side ones that, the general population can use. But yeah, going back to what I was talking about with Main Street, trying to make it with all these connections, I've been using the, excuse me, I've been using the, this thing, intersection marking tool, because this is intersection. Without the mods, it would be like stoplights along this whole place, which is no good. So I use that just to kind of mimic what was going on. I have it one way this way and kind of like 2 lanes coming this way. I just feel like it works a little bit better just because it's coming from here. And then over here it transitions to the opposite, so we just have turning lanes right here. I think it works out really well. It looks good. We'll see what happens when the population goes through. But yeah, so it's pretty continuous right here, and I think that looks really nice. Because unless there's a road, they wouldn't really break the double yellow. But I gotta take a look more at some reference images and such. Anyways, we this is kind of like the residence that we added. I still really enjoy these houses, but again, they only work when they're when you have like perfect grids. So I had to do a little bit of like TLC in between them, add like trees and stuff. And then I found these like bigger lots. So maybe this is like a higher income families, not necessarily higher income, but they just, have a little bit more land here. Oh, I forgot. A few of like these buildings too, just for Main Street. They look really nice. I kind of sunk this one in just so it looks good. Parking lot along this side, and then decorated the back here. Not really, just kind of placed asphalt, but yeah, fenced everything in. These are kind of your higher commercial buildings. Anyways, Yeah, and then one of my favorite things I did was this little auto shop right here. Um, just I think it's just detailed perfectly, with the fence here, privacy fences here for this building, and then they had some older fences and stuff, kind of broken stuff, and some garbage and some other garbage, and I just I just really like it. It fits perfectly with like this road style. And here's our fire service auxiliary station. I threw some parking in the back here because this is where this is where the guys would park, or girls. And this kind of older looking shabby house, and a few more houses over here. It's just trying to fill the spaces around this gap. It's pretty tough, but I think it looks okay once you fill it in with trees and bushes, and like over here I extended like the fence line and such. But yeah, that's our main street for now. We'll definitely do a little bit more work, but let's work our way back over here by the dump. As we all remember, we have our dump right here, our waste transfer facility in all its glory right here. But this is new. So as you can see, the industry bar is gone. We have no demand for industry or offices because we have everything right here. Oh, they're sick. Oh no. They probably can't reach the clinic. Anyway, we'll fix that. Here is just some basic like residential apartments, a little bit of parking over here. I got to figure out what kind of fences I want. Ultimately, I need to know what I want to do right here. I probably want a little bit more forestry, or at least not forestry, but forest trees. I really like the look of these. This is exactly what you would find somewhere like here. Just your basic kind of building apartments. No trespassing signs, all the good stuff. After that, we work our way in here. I got another like Dunn's transmission shop. Just working on some detail or back here. There's some weird terraforming going on right here, and I can't fix it. So I found these like blocks of just concrete. I think they're loading bays, and I did my best to just kind of make a flat spot back here, and it kind of looks cool because it's raised up from this area, which looks extremely nice. Working our way down here, we have these. These are your BTB body collection. It's a crematorium, so this covers our cremation services pretty much perfectly. Like if we look at death care, I mean it reaches, aside from this one I have over here, but that's my backup one I can get rid of. But yeah, they look like industry. So it fits in perfectly. You got your smokestack, which is not industrial smoke. It's something worse. Other than that, generic industry warehouses, that kind of stuff. There's nothing really too much to it. This is one thing I'm really happy we did on the live stream. We did this kind of like building lot here. Either looks like they're taking it apart. I don't think they're putting it back together. I don't think they're building anything new, or at least clearing this lot. So you got like a generator, some stack stuff, some lumber, piles of building material. You got your little office the foreman sits in and does nothing for the entire day, and just a few kind of things. Oh, and the porta-john, the extremely important porta-john. And then over here is our police station. I think this would be good. A good kind of like, this would have a decent coverage of the area. Parking for whoever needs parking. A few kind of garages for either working on the vehicles or just kind of storing stuff. And aside from that, we'll have like a little lot over here that I forgot to put more parking in, but it might be used for something else. I'm not sure. And then I put this emergency tower. It's from the, disaster services. It's a cell tower. It looks perfectly good as a cell tower. Out here, your cell towers usually lease out space for, other services to put things. And usually when they create the contract, they have to contract with like the town or the city. And as far as I understand, the town or the city get to have their emergency services put, like your radio transmission. So, your police officers, your fire services, your ambulance corps can all talk over radio services by using different parts of the radio communication parts of the cell tower, which is pretty cool. So, of course, there would be one next to the police station. So I put one there. And it looks really nice next to the little river here. And I just really like this bridge. I think this bridge looks phenomenal. It just looks really cool. Anyways, moving into more of the industry, just all generic industry. Power transformers here, probably powering most of this place. Another kind of like shabby garage. And more generic industry, more power, warehouses, everything. Unsure where I want to go. I do, like I think I said last episode, I did want to bring in a rail connection. A rail connection would definitely end up over here. Either over here or over here, or I don't know. We'll figure it out. And then, and then we have our just kind of a gas station, which would fit perfectly over here. Parking lot for said gas station. I'm assuming a lot of these guys working here, or girls, would stop here, grab their coffee, and then work their way into work. A little garbage facility back here, a little bit more storage, but it's all fenced in because this would be the more seedy area. So you usually find things a lot more fenced in around here. And yeah, another dead lot. Just really placing down decals and stuff. More dead lots, fencing on fencing. Again, I really, really like these like chain link fences. They just fit perfectly with the aesthetic. But yeah, I think that's everything. I put the main fire station right here. I think this is a really nice spot. I just need to build up around it a little bit, and it would be all set. So let's zoom out. Let's take a look at what we've got done so far. Yeah. Ooh, actually, let's take a look from the top of this little hill. Would you look at that? Let's get cinematic camera up with like 50. Throw it up. Boom. It's looking so good. I'm so pleased with how this is looking. Anyways, this is getting extremely long, and this episode's going to be extremely long. So I apologize for how long this episode was. I just got so much to show, so much to talk about. Anyways, I'll thank you guys so much for watching. If you do enjoy this video, please let me know in the comments. I do read every single one of them. If you have any suggestions, anything you want to see, please put them in the comments. I've already written down a few notes that other people have told me to put down, try out. Anyways, I'm looking for a name for this town. It's mostly going to be this area. So if anyone has a good name for this area, let me know. Throw them in the comments. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.